This is me adjusting my stuff. Okay, so listen, I get super nervous even though it's just a mic in front of me. I'm Jessie, this is featuring Jessie, and I'm gonna just talk for a while until I can figure out how I'm gonna get unnervous. So here's the thing. I wanted the podcast to be talking about local bands, local musicians, local festivals, and get them noticed. That is what my goal was. My goal is also to travel out eventually because because of the podcast, I was researching more the bands in my town. I don't like them. I'm not going to talk shit on them, but I don't like them. So me and Joey went to a concert the Saturday before Easter, and it was awesome. I'll talk about those bands eventually. It was really good. We had a really good time. The problem was that when it came time to talk to the bands, which keep in mind that Joey is just tagging along. He's like, yeah, cousin, I'll come with you. This sounds like fun, right? He's like, yeah, I got your back. He's there for me, but it's supposed to be my thing, and I'm putting all the work on him, right? So we're watching the show, we're having a good time, and I tell him, I'm like, Joe, I'm really nervous. So he's like, let's do shots. So the problem was that I got so drunk that I didn't talk to them because I was too drunk. And then when I did speak up, I sounded like an idiot. I just butted into conversations randomly and with making absolutely no sense at all. So that was great. But he did interview quite a few bands, a couple that I missed. At one point, I missed a whole set from one band. I missed their whole set because I was in the car sobering up. But yeah, and then we thought that we got a bunch of footage, and we did not because my drunk ass couldn't hold the camera still. And the funny thing is I brought my actual professional camera, and it was in the car that I could have easily just set up and talked to them. It would have taken 5 seconds, but I didn't. Yeah. And then by the time, and Joey was just being Joe, he was cool. He was like, yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Joey. And I'm just like, I'm the dorky cousin, which is fine. I'm okay with being dorky and awkward and weird, but I want to talk and be dorky and awkward and weird. So anyways, I'm going to continue to hit up shows and festivals and everything until I get better. I'm not giving up. I've not posted anything because Joey's been really busy with work. So, I'm waiting for him to come to do an episode when I'm you could do the episode yourself. I got to stop relying on him. So, yeah, because basically I'm just using him as a crutch, and that's kind of shitty, right? That's shitty of me. Not a good cousin move. There's pauses. I'm sorry. There's going to be pauses. There's going to be breaths. I'm posting this. I'm not editing it. I care, but I can't edit. I've tried to figure it out, and I can't. I can't. So anyways, back to what I was saying is I have been waiting for Joey to come so that I could do an episode, but then I'm like, nah, you can do one. And so I have done quite a few, but one, I ramble and I get distracted and I don't stay on topic. And then two, I can't edit it out. So I just don't post it. And so my podcast is going nowhere, and it may go nowhere even if I post stuff, but at least I'm posting stuff. So, it's been messy, but I'm seeing these things. I'm seeing these things and I'm going to fix them. I'm going to work on them. Another thing is, I recently lost my job to a licensing thing. It wasn't really, it was just it's not like I had bad behaviors or anything at my job. I lost my driver's license, so I can't work at the company that I worked for. So anyways, I'm working at another job that is factory work, and basically this job will kill you. It's going to kill you. That's dramatic. I'm dramatic. You basically, for 12 hours a day, you stand in the same spot and put the product into a bag. That's what you do. you pack the product into the bag. Yes, that's for 12 hours. And so that's literally all you do. And it's only on the weekends. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 6 in the morning, or it's like from 5:15 in the morning to 5:45 at night. So it basically sucks. But in a good way, or like a good thing that came out of it is I don't talk to anybody. So I'm standing there and there's people all around me, working, whatever. Some are talking, some are goofing off. I keep burping, excuse me. Some are talking, some are goofing off, but me, I'm just standing there, putting my product into the bag and setting it on down the conveyor, okay? Like, that's me. But, having 3 12-hour days of not speaking and not doing anything but the same repetitive motion, you are inside your head a lot, talking to yourself. And honestly, there's a couple things that I have come to the realization of. Like, one, I don't want to just limit it to just music on my podcast anymore. Are there filmmakers around me? I love movies. I love cinema. Anything to do with the cinematic world, I am absolutely in love with. I write short stories and short movies that just have been sitting in my notebook. And why don't I just get my camera and make those? I mean, that's not podcast. Like, it's not like I could put that movie on podcast, but there are other people out there who are doing that, who I would love to interview, who I would love to put their information out there so that everybody can view it. Like, you don't get big unless people are talking about you, and so why not talk about them? I mean, that's really what And then I was thinking about my influences, and I was at first, it started out with the basic stuff, oh yeah, my mom, Joey, my dad when it comes to movies. My dad is 80s action movies. That's his thing, man. Same actors, same fucking genre of movie, but that's how he bonded with me and my sister, was through movies, anything that had to do with it. But then I was thinking about broader spectrum, who actually has influenced me. And I know that I always talk about, my undying love for Charlie Chaplin, which is true. I mean, he was a wonderful man to me. I mean, shit. And I'm stuttering again. I'm just going to be quiet for a second. Everybody take deep breaths. That's what we're going to do. I had all my influences lined up. Lucille Ball is a big influence for me. And she's super popular though. So everybody's oh yeah, me too. But then I'm thinking Pauly Shore is a big influencer of me. My whole fucking personality is pretty much just me being 11 years old and being I'm going to be cool like Pauly Shore. I don't know. And then I just do everything like him. Writers shit. I'm not editing this, so all this silence I apologize for. I apologize for the sound that my mouth makes when I get nervous and there's spit in there. I'm sorry for the deep weird breaths that I take in between saying words. Basically, I have a shit ton of influences. Let's just skip over that, and I'll probably come back to it later. But here's the thing. People have been talking to me about how to better improve my podcast. They're have a co-host. So I got a co-host, and then I just used him as a crutch. And he's still my co-host, guys. Joey's not going anywhere. I just have to do more stuff when he can't be here. That's all I'm saying. Joey's still rad. Still my best friend. He's going to be around for a lot of shit. This is just, I'm just relying on him too much for everything. It's come to the point where I'm I can't do this unless you're here, but I can. Jessica, you can. So anyways, fuck, I don't even remember. Oh yeah, staying on guidelines. That's have a co-host. I got a co-host. make a guideline for what you're going to say so that you can stay on topic. But even then I can't, because I'm like, well, what do I want in the show for like this episode? And then another thing, I don't even know like terms. Like, is it an episode? Is that what it's called? What is this? What is this thing right now? I feel like it's an episode. I don't know. But anyways, I cannot focus that much. I have adult ADHD diagnosed by a psychiatrist. It's not a self-diagnosis, okay? But it's very hard to stay on task, and like I just can't. It's not like one train track, one train. And that's normally not bad because I have a ton of creativity, but the problem is that I have a ton of creativity that never gets created. So it's always like in my brain or in my notebooks, but it's never out there. And that's fine, because I'm okay with getting everybody else's creativity out there more. Like, that's my goal. Your creativity is more important to me. Probably a bad thing, but whatever. Oh, influences. That was me finger gunning because I'm proud of myself. Influences. Okay, so there's this TV show from, I think it was the 90s. 90s, 2000s. And it's called Northern Exposure. And it was my dad's favorite show for the longest time. And it's one of my favorite shows. It's set in Sicily, Alaska, but it's filmed in Roslyn, Washington. And I can name some of the characters. There's Dr. Flashman. He's a Jewish doctor from New York. He's like an indentured servant because Alaska paid for his college. So he has to go work there for 4 years. And he gets trapped in Sicily, Alaska because his contract won't let him leave. But he's not in the town that he expected to be in. He expected to be in Anchorage, Alaska, which is a nice city like Alaska. And he's in Sicily, Alaska, which is BFE. But it's an excellent show. There's Ed, there's Holling, there is Shelley. I know all their names. Maggie, Ruth Ann. Bro. Okay, but anyways, what I'm getting to is Ed is one of my favorites. He is a native, Alaskan native, like Indian tribe. And then he loves movies. Like, he literally just sits in his little cabin and he watches movies all day, and then when he comes out, he's really laid back and chill, and he's talking to everybody about movies, and like he talks to everybody normally, but he references movies in the way that I do, like, so it makes me happy. But then there's Chris, and Maurice, that's the other character. Maurice is an ex-astronaut, like a retired astronaut who lives up in Sicily. And he's filthy rich, and he runs his own radio station. And Chris works for him and does Chris in the Morning, which is pretty much just like Chris all day, because he's literally the only person on the radio ever. Okay, but so he does everything, and the way that he does it, I was thinking this at work, and I have a point to my story. I've probably prattled on to the point where I don't remember where it's at, but the way that he runs the radio station is literally like how I want to be. Like, he's like, hey, this happened to me today, and it made me think of this, and this is why, and he's like, oh, hey, Ruth Ann has this going on in her shop, or hey, the town has this going on, and he gives history, and he gives, fun facts about shit that he relates to, and it's not so closed off of what you would think that it was. And it gave me a little bit of inspiration over the weekend to be like, nah, this is kind of, I want everything to be on there. Like, if you have poetry, send it to my page, and I will give you credit and I will read it. Like, if you have a short film, send it to me. I will post it on the page, or send me a link. I'll post it on the page and I will credit you, of course. Absolutely. I will not give my word to never steal anything from anyone. You will get full credit. I just want to get you out there. Yeah, so this recording is like, it's now 15 minutes and 26 seconds. So I will stop and I'm just going to post it, and I don't care that it's not edited. And I think I'm going to do that for a while. Until I learn my editing, I'm just going to post my stuff how it's posted. And I hope that you guys bear with me, because the people that know me are like, yeah, we know that Jessie is lively and funny and super creative, you know? And then the people who don't know me, I hope that you get to know me, because it's going to be badass when you do. I wanted to, before I go though, I did want to talk about a couple shows that are happening. So, and it's literally, it's just 3, I think, that I intend to go to. Well, the one I'm not sure I'm going to go to, but it's nothing personal, it's just work. So, there's the Cambridge Music Festival, which is the weekend of June 6th. The whole town participates. Like, the whole town, there's different genres of music set up throughout the town. There's blues, there's metal, there's punk, there's acoustic. It's all there. There's jazz, there's bluegrass, country, and it's a good time. There's a brewery close by that has excellent craft beers. There's this restaurant that is there that has like a tent set up, and they have pulled pork sandwiches that are the best. I cannot for the life of me remember their name, but it's so good. You'll see it if you go. It's like this huge tent with pulled pork, and I just love it. I do. And if you don't put pickles on your pulled pork sandwich, you're fucking weird, just for the record. And then there's Broken String, which is the weekend of August 16th. I'll probably touch base more on that when it's closer to that time. And then that's the one that I may or may not end up going to. And then there's Night Lights, which I'm definitely going to. It is my first year. I am so pumped. I'm actually going to do a video for this because, I'll be recording all weekend, but I'm going to do a video setting up my festival pack, like all the essentials of Night Lights Festival. It's just going to be a small survival pack, and I hope that people will watch it with me and take the stuff, and I hope that I see you there. I'm going to have, featuring Jessie on a big tapestry, and I hope that you guys look for me and find me. I hope that we meet up, can chat, whatever. If you have a band, bring your whole band and we will talk. For real. I would love to get to know you, to meet people. I definitely, even though I am shy, if you approach me, I am more than happy to converse and speak to you. I will never be rude or anything. I would love to chat. And that's about it. I'll touch base more on those, but the Cambridge Music Festival, go there. There's this band, okay, and they always play like Saturday night, like 1:00 in the fucking morning. It's called Oh No, It's Mustard Gas. They're a punk band, and they're awesome. I've been to Cambridge Spring twice now, 3 times. But anyways, they are so great. They really, 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 really are. So, okay, this episode is now 19 minutes and 18 seconds, and I'm going to go. I hope you guys all have a super excellent day, and thank you for listening. I'm just going to post this without edits, and that is all.